interesting. If people don't know in chat, Week the World has been a tournament that's been hosted by, I believe, Moyuma and Yu Chang, sorry. And yeah, it's cool. I didn't really have too much to do with it because I've been fairly busy. By the way, the race is about to begin. Do you have the RTMP up for that?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up right now.
All right, cool. And there we go. We are off. But yeah, it's going to be the finals of the whole thing is tomorrow, and I'm actually going to be doing the English cast on this channel. If you'd like to listen to the Japanese cast, you can do that over on, I think, Moyuma's channel. But otherwise, yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a showcase of the top racers, I think, of each team, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of like, if it's top 2 races, I'm honestly kind of surprised. I saw like Aqua Cats put in like a 5:12 or something, like something that beat my time, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably not making it, but yeah, I was asked to be there, so I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't think very highly of my run. But,
well, it's
yeah,
1 and 2,
after seeing Aqua
right?
Cats, I'm like, everyone probably crushed me like that, but.
Well, Aqua Cats is kind of insane. So.
Aqua Cats is just that thing, I guess.
Wow, quite the play by Dion there to scoot around that dragon and not die. Took a little bit of damage, I think, from a bat there, but yeah, that was an interesting play. Definitely faster, but a little risky.
Okay, I just now pulled up the stream, and what is Squega's build?
Those appear to be boots of lunging.
I mean, it's a rhetorical question. I know what those are.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had completely forgotten. Maybe you took a knock on the head or something. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, he's using them.
Do you see where he found?
I assume the blood shop.
Lock shopkeeper, was it in the lock shop? Maybe?
Oh, it might have been. Can you not find it in the 1-2 blood shop?
You can find it in blood shop, yeah.
Maybe he just found it
that's
there.
the seed that Greemy uses for all the seeded runs. So
oh,
it's
right.
actually found in a Necrobot race. And yeah, it had a 1-1 blood shop with lunging, and then the miner's cap in the 1-2.
It's one of those builds that's going to have a lot of unique, interesting, and very strange plays, for sure. There's some.
Yeah, honestly, I expect we kind of are seeing like what I would expect from a lunging build. He's mainly just turning it on for very brief moments when he's confident that he can like land a good lunge kill or just like safely move. Because,
yeah, that jump into the trapdoor
like an
there.
Empty stretch ahead of him that he doesn't have to worry about.
Yeah, which is precisely what you should use it for, because we all know that when you're uncomfortable with things in this game, it usually gets you killed. So smart play to play it very safe and very comfortably. Though he is still trailing Dion. Dion's got a very basic build here with the Glass Cat only, but I mean, he has a chance to catch up, but he might have to start playing a little more risky with it.
I mean, lunging kind of like, even if you don't know how to use it, is something that will be a good source of free time save. Although, like, I was just about to mention, like, you can just turn it on for walking up into a boss arena, and you'll save time doing that. But as I said, that Squega kind of neglected to do that and just walked up single tiles at a time.
He could have also jumped across the stairs there to get that purple chest, but he decided to go around.
Missing on some little time saves, but
Dion going down to a clappa. That clap of death. I feel like Dion was really scrapping through that run there. I guess one of the biggest issues probably, and yes, I'm gonna say it, is probably Condor Zoom when it comes to the boots of lunging.
I didn't want to be the first one to say it. I know you don't. You've heard enough of that.
You know,
want to hear it again.
People really like to rail on me for the old Condor Zoom, but definitely, especially when you're moving vertically, there's a struggle there in terms of knowing if you're gonna be safe.
Especially if you like are jumping vertically into like a vertical ogre, that's like not something you can spot in advance at all. Lunging is something you really have to be careful with. But Squega, showing some game knowledge here and knowing the fact that you can use lunging to just push a shopkeeper out of his shop and rob him.
Very strange interaction. Not exactly sure why that's part of the game.
It's almost like the items. It's almost like lunging was hastily implemented and is really buggy.
No,
almost like that.
And had like 0 testing because nobody found it in the like testing, or something. This is really scary for Squega right now. He is just trying to get out there, and he gets clapped too.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I think maybe trying to play a little too aggressively. If he's screen watching at all, that was really going down was really the cue to dial it back. Probably just never turn on those boots.
Yeah, I do not
plunging.
understand why he pushed up there at all.
But yeah, when you're encountering a nightmare, the last thing you want to do is run through the nightmare cloud into rooms you haven't explored yet, and that is precisely what Squega did. And it had the results you would expect.
It could have just been spike traps. Like, it could have just been a pile of spike traps and just be plowing through those. So yeah, I don't quite understand that play. I feel like maybe when you got lunging on the brain, like it's a guaranteed death for me. It is like a curse. Like, I pick them up and I'm like, I will die at some point during this run. Maybe I'm spending a little bit too much brain power thinking about whether I should use the lunging boots, and then I get myself killed. It's a lack of experience for me. I mean, it seemed like Squega at least had some, game knowledge and understanding of how they work, whereas I'll just die immediately, pretty much.
Right, like his few times where he was actually actively using the lunging, it was to good effect, I would say. His death was actually very surprisingly nothing to do with his lunging. Just kind of a bit of a decision to go a little bit on the offensive, I think, and it really didn't pan out.
Right. Yeah, I'm only suggesting perhaps it was a matter of your brain's kind of not in the normal gear that it is in for Necrodancer because of the lunging. I mean, maybe that's a stretch. Right,
but yeah, that's fair. And speaking of which, Dion going down to King Conga, which that's a pretty unusual death.
Yeah, Conga's a pretty standard fight. There's if it's Death Metal 1, there's reasons to die to him. But yeah, Conga 1, usually it's like, you got a bomb, you do the bomb strat. If you don't have a bomb, you do the very safe Conga strat, and then that's all you have to really worry about. But I don't know. Oh, and this is going to be a very long fight for Squega here. He's got to scoot around. This is like the big danger.
Conga from getting past the lines. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. And I think
it's an obsidian
broadsword,
safely
right?
throw that dagger because he already has seen this black chest and he knows that he's not going to walk up and get hit with a suit of armor.
Get hit by himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So it is an obsidian broadsword, which is, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of that weapon. I think it's a good versatile weapon. Gets you through a lot of the run pretty safely. It's nice for zone 4, so it sets you up late. It's got the 3 damage. It's just, I guess, some of the earlier trapdoors can be a little tricky.
And yeah, wherever Squega got those boots of lunging in the first run through, he skipped on it this time. So I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. Maybe it was like a spook factor where he's just like, okay, I don't need to be that risky again. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. The death from the nightmare was certainly not due to those boots. Oh, nice little getting tugged by the Wind Mage out of the way of that armadillo. I'm not sure if that was planned, but it was very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth.
Yeah, Squega playing with a lot of confidence right now, which I can appreciate.
I mean, he's got a build that's, that definitely warrants it. Obsidian Broadsword's a very strong weapon. Ring of Peace is a super strong ring. I mean, it's like, where there's a lot of good rings, require quite a bit of thought to use. Ring of Peace is flat out just easy mode. Like, it just makes the game easier. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's no trade-off. It's just good. The only, I guess, negative is that it takes a ring slot. That's all you can say.
They brought other good rings like Courage or Phasing,
right,
or Mana.
And yeah, unless you have
lots of other good options. The ring slot just has so many good choices for speedrunning. Which
I think is nice because that does add that negative element. So you can add really OP weapon or really OP items because it's. It's like, well, there is a negative because you're not going to be able to get a different ring in here either.
And actually, there is one fairly major negative, but it's a little bit niche with Ring of Peace. And that is, have you ever tried playing Zone 4 with no shovel and Ring of Peace?
It's a bit of a meme.
Because what it does is it you know how when you have no shovel in Zone 4, the floors start with 4 goblin sentries in the starting room to, help you with digging. If you have Peace, it despawns a lot of enemies, and that includes those starting goblins.
Sure
you can get as low as 1 goblin in the starting room, and sometimes he just runs straight onto a spike trap, and you're left with nothing to dig.
And then it's like before those guys existed, and you're just hoping that a golem breaks through the wall or something to save your run. Yeah. Or like you get a lucky telemonkey in one of the rooms or something, or you got enough bombs to get through. It's pretty bad when that happens. I guess the other negative impact of the Ring of Peace is also less barrel spawns in those barrel rooms.
Oh yeah, you get less chances to like extra food and stuff from barrel rooms.
And you also get that weird interaction.
Lots of little, like, really subtle kind of niche situation.
Did not attack
to it, but...
goblin. Oh, he broke his glass there, so he was screwed by that goblin. There was no way of getting out of that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, but the other thing is you do get that just kind of weird interaction. It's not necessarily bad, it's just weird, where the mimic gets killed by the piece. Isn't that a thing? And then just the items just sitting there?
Yeah, that's just kind of a weird one. It does actually, I believe, like, if you have the well, I guess that happens even if the mimic's just there to begin with, but then you don't see it on the map as easily. Because I think you have to be able to see it directly for the item to show up on the map. It's kind of a weird thing with the mapping. I guess that's more of a relevant thing if you have like a glass torch or a circlet of telepathy, because those light up mimics for you, but they're not going to light up items that are just sitting there.
Right.
Again, really very, very, very niche problem. Like, I would not expect to ever see it in a Condor race, but
yeah,
it's it's theoretically possible.
It's safe to say, again, that Ring of Peace is just a straight upgrade.
Oh, for sure. And meanwhile, while we've been trying to, come up with all these what-ifs about, like, the possible niche ways where Ring of Peace could really let you down, Squega's already on Deadringer and cleaning this fight up really smoothly.
Yep, this second run through the seed is going a lot smoother, a lot less lunging involved, and yeah, he's sub 7 into the Necrodancer fight. Looking pretty good. He's got his Blast Helm strat, so he's going to be able to get through that stage real fast. Also, Will wanted to point out in our Discord here that we're going to announce that the tournament is over because all these racers who've never won money are now at the money stage, so they're all disqualified. Nobody wins money. JKs, of course.
Oh, that's it.
That'd be so mean. All right, so that is a win for Squega. 1 point on the board. By the way, this is a best of 5. So, yeah, nice job.
Yeah, so it's still far from over. DM can really easily pull this back, but I think we were definitely seeing, like, with that Congo 1 death. I mean, I think one of the most important things about being a good racer is being able to recover from a mistake, because this, if we're being completely honest, this game is hard. This game is hard. You will die. You will have times where you fail. It just happens.
Even the best players will die in a lot of ridiculous
One of the
ways.
qualities of the best racers is being able to take that in stride and just, take a death where they just, overlook something or something unexpected happens and they feel stupid for a moment, but you have to just dust that off and just push and, avoid letting that really get into your brain, because there are plenty of times where we see racers just who are otherwise the absolute top tier, they make one mistake and you can just see that just like shakes them.
Yeah, the tilt.
Like all the way down to their bones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing you want to keep.
You have to just keep a steady head.
Right. Yeah, you got to keep your mind clear, not get too, because of course, as I've said time and again, this game requires a lot of your brain thinking about, how everything's going to move, how you can be the most optimized, and if your brain resources are being, a little bit used up by the fact that, you're sulking about dying, then you're going to probably play worse.
Okay, so, right off the bat, we've got one of those barrel rooms we were just talking about. DM, like, kind of trying to, I think, explore the options available. It's honestly a pretty weak barrel room from what I saw. Squega just spent 1 bomb and didn't reset, just took what he got, which was Titanium Shovel Ballet Shoes. Titanium Shovel can help in some situations in the early game, but is generally not going to be, like, reliably give you much time save. And Ballet Shoes are, they're probably the least useful footwear in the game for speedrunning. It's hard to say. Like,
people ignore the shin guards a bit. But yeah, I would say the ballet shoes are they kind of only work with one item, really, or one set of items, so it's not super valuable.
They actually they do undermine the Ozuma fast king Conga strat. Because since you cannot lose the beat, you can't lose the multiplier, you can't scare Conga off the throne. and that prevents some certain fast strats against him.
I do want to point out that 1-2 was identical between both racers. Like, they were beat for beat for the entire 1-2, which is kind of cool. I'm a fan of that. They've gotten off since then, but also one of the good things actually with the titanium shovel is if you get a bat room when you drop down a trapdoor, you can just dig out and leave the bat alone.
Yeah, that is true.
That's nice, and also, I mean, it saves you some time if you plan on, throwing a Minotaur at either a secret shop or potion room. Definitely a value use of bombs here, or I guess Squega finding that glass shovel. And actually, that glass shovel is going to come in handy in a second.
Looks like Dion went for I think that was a weapon transmog on 1-3, but not really getting much to show for it. Glass broadsword is, getting a nice gold kill there to save a hit on Conga, but probably going to be looking to replace that right now.
Yep.
And yeah, sure enough, there we go.
Nice play there, Squega, because he was going to miss the bomb kill on Conga there, but ended up just blowing a beat by using the shield spell, which was definitely a smart play. And it looks like Squega's going the wrong way. He might just dig into the shop, which actually could pan out for him pretty nicely. Yeah, get some damage up.
That ring of might could be really helpful, or
just wait for the dragon to get the money for it. There you go.
Could also go for that Tortured Foresight, find trapdoors more easily.
I do like a Tortured Foresight.
He thought about it. He thought about it.
One beat towards, and he's like,
oh, wait, actually, I don't think he had the money for it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Which, it's fine. Like, Bright Torch still generally, handles the job of finding trapdoors for you.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And I mean, it's still, he's not any behind the situation of his opponent. That's sort of one thing I was gonna. Which, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Dion's health situation not too good right now.
No, half a heart is generally bad. One thing I was gonna.
Does have lead.
Does have what? Plate? No.
Does have the lead.
Oh, the lead,
over Squega for the moment.
But barely. And we'll see what he goes for here. I mean, you can go for red chest, hoping for food. And you can keep an eye on RTMP there, although, luck is a factor, so never mind. What I was going to say, though, in terms of, the top tier racers is as you get better and better at this game, I think the meta becomes a little bit more of a factor. And so how you push your opponent, like as we were talking about dying and sort of sulking about it, if you're just sitting there, you're not going to be doing much to your opponent in terms of pushing them. Pretty much everybody at the top levels tend to use view their opponent's stream on RTMP, which has very minimal delay of about 3 seconds or so. And so using that, you can actually, spook your opponent, which is kind of a nice thing where you can... Oh, that was confusing. Did you see that? I didn't know that that's how that was going to play out. Dion there, bounce trap onto ice, and then keeps going in the way that he jumped onto the bounce trap instead of the way the bounce trap sent him.
I missed that. That is kind of a weird behavior.
It just kind of breaks physics.
Actually caused me some grief when I was designing my Puzzledor level to discover that and go, this does not work at all the way I thought it did. And in fact, instead of just forcing the player in one specific direction like I was intending, it causes the player to soft lock their level and just infinitely slide into this bounce trap repeatedly.
Oh, ridiculous. Weird. That's so strange. By the way, shoutouts to that shield spell. That was a really nice play by Dion. Now is behind Squega, and you might find that Dion might play a little safe just because of the half heart situation. But I guess we'll find out how that goes, as they are pretty much neck and neck. Nice greater fireball there.
Still hanging in there fantastically, despite being at such a precarious position. Actually pulling the lead here. I think probably partly thanks to that Ring of Peace, and also I missed the Obsidian Cat pickup, but I consider Obsidian Cat one of the best weapons in the game.
Sure, absolutely. And actually those 2 empty heart pickups as well, which just does no good, but maybe if he finds a potion, he'll be in good shape.
Well, it is Zone 4. The gargoyles are abundant. They can hold food.
Yeah, I remember when I first started playing Zone 4, I found that to be a strange choice, that there's food abundant in the last zone of the game. But I don't hate it, because by this point, you can have razors that are you know, it gives the option of farming a little bit, which does slow you down in a race situation. So I think that's kind of nice. It gives
I
that
imagine a lot of the rationale from the from game design standpoint is that you have hazards like ooze and golems. A lot of times, being at full health isn't going to be enough to save you anyway. Like it'll say an extra health goals.
No.
Oh, the orange armadillo!
Oh, we're gonna queue up the replay for that. That was brutal. That orange armadillo came out of nowhere, and let's see that in instant replay here. So yeah, you can see it as he's prepping himself. That black bat was really spooking him, and then he just lines us up. And that orange armadillo, he had one beat to react to that. That sucks. Orange armadillo can be a real punk sometimes. Now again, as we were talking about, if you die, you gotta keep pushing. I mean, you gotta put pressure on your opponent. If your opponent peeks over and sees that death screen, they're gonna go, all right, well, I mean, hey, I've got, 8 minutes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, what?
Does Squega think this is just like a flag plant or something?
Oh, Dion forfeited. That's super weird.
Oh, I don't like to see that.
No.
I mean, you're talking about, not wanting to just sit at that screen. I mean, it happens almost
Oh no,
like every other
Squega.
major tournament.
He went back to lobby. Oh my god. I don't know what to do there. I'm gonna leave that one to the old refs. So the Squega asked if he wins because Dion forfeited. And the answer was you need to either finish or at least have flag plant, which I don't think Squega had flag plant in that situation.
Squega did have flag plant. He was on 4-3.
Oh. Now oh, okay.
Dion died at the 4-2 exit, and Squega definitely went through that same exit room and finished the floor. I'm pretty positive about that.
Okay. So then Squega should just get the win there.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. I think we're
Okay.
I think we're fighting over nothing here. It's all good. Under control.
Okay, so we did have flag plant, but I mean there was still, like 7.5 minutes remaining in the Wait, what did I do? What did I do? I can't be blamed for any of this. Wait, what did I do? I'm blanking if I did something. Oh, well.
Like I was saying, though, I feel like every other major tournament, there's someone who sits on the death screen just, expecting their opponent to finish and just waiting for them to win. And then they, die to Deadringer. And then they go, oh, hey, my opponent died. I need to start running again. And then they lose the race by, 10 seconds.
Yep.
And
yeah, we have seen that many times.
If you just kept going and had been putting on pressure, things might have turned out differently. But yeah, you just can't let those mistakes bother you. You just gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Okay. So I guess Squega wins it. Oh my god. All right, cool. I'm glad that was the case, because if Squega was on 4-1 or something, I don't know what we would do to handle that. I legit would not know how to handle that. Do we rerun it, I guess? Do we count it as a loss for Dion because he forfeited? Do we count it as a loss for Squega because he was behind in terms of flag plant? I don't know. Do we just keep the timer running and let them both try to keep going? All right. Yeah, I don't know. Alb Cat, Master Cat. I don't know. But we're about to see another race. Squega is currently up 2-0 over Dion. This is a best of 5, so this is match point for Squega. If he wins it, he'll be moving on to the finals, guaranteeing himself at least $50. The tournament that you're watching is Revenge of the Condor. I'll throw up the old splash screen there. There it is. Nice. And the way it works is anyone who has won money in a Condor, which is anyone who's won a Condor, or in a lot of cases come second, and in some cases been in the top 8, I think, of seasons. Anyway, anyone who's won Condors is banned from this tournament. So these are all people who or at least a lot of these racers are people who've gotten very far in tournaments, but ultimately never won any money off of it. Though I believe Dion does not fall in that category. I mean, Dion did very well in DOR, but I don't think there was any, or Dove Olympics, but I don't think there was any money on the line in that tournament. But Dion's actually a fairly new racer. So just cutting his teeth here on the, oh, nice with the bounce trap.
Conduit, geez, I don't remember what number we're up to.
We're going into Conduit 18, I think, tomorrow, or maybe 17.
There's so many installments. It's like, you know, it's like the Land Before Time of Necronancer.
Which one was that really terrible one where the Ice Age actually hits and it's a musical? Because that was the worst of all the Land Before Time.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after 2 was bad.
I would at least check that whip if I was Squega. It could be, you know, a titanium or obsidian, which would be all right to get you to the boss of Zone 1. That, at least in my opinion. I think the pure avoidance of whip is not always a good call. And we're actually seeing an avoidance of a base cat too, which I know not everybody would agree with.
Yeah, I think base cat is good enough to run over the dagger and, you know, sacrifice potential quick kills against bosses like Coral Reef.
Yeah, because you still have a reasonable kill on Coral Reef if you go for the cat aggro and then bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not the fastest kill, but you can still walk forward. Ooh,
baby, we have not seen a lot of phasing. And this is one of those phasing builds where you think you've got, like, the advantage, but you don't actually have a torch. So with that map, it's like, okay, I'm fine. And then you realize, oh, I can't see actually anything. And it's so easy to jump into it.
There's a conjurer right there. Could bob into it, trying to get a torch from that. But
which would be quite valuable because you can just guarantee yourself a torch. Oh,
well, never mind. There's a torch. We're good.
Got it. All right, we're good now. All right, and Squega's gonna get that phasing as well. I wonder if he RTMP'd the position of that torch. Looks like no. He's actually checking that same shop, and it's pretty garbo. Takes the Fear Scroll though. I mean, $3, and there's some value to that Fear Scroll. You can get a free shop out of it. Oh, this is unfortunate for Dion right now when you have a stack of dirt golems and it's just gonna eat up a ton of beats.
Oh, yeah, Dion, like, I think it almost died to that. Was just looking to exit. It was just like, you know, like it's very easy to get into those situations where you're like, oh, the exit's right there. Just keep pushing towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep pushing towards it, and stuff just keeps walking your weapon range, and you don't actually get onto it. And but yeah, kept their cool. And stepped back when it became apparent that okay, no, I can't exit. And, I'm gonna get blocked a million times over. Yeah. Ooh, Squega getting kind of spooked by a Wraith there.
Yeah, Squega actually didn't get that torch. He did not go up to the torch spot, so he's still on the prowl for some kind of torch item, and this is going to give Dion a big advantage here.
Checking the shops and such, but yeah, I think maybe
time to push.
Hold the classic, the classic problem of RTMP where you see that your opponent found an item, but you miss the exact moment when they find it, and you don't know where it is.
That's a quality insight from someone who's used a lot of RTMP. Yeah, that is a fair point. I could totally see that happening.
I think it was against, it was one of the,
nice
the Japanese racers, Mayuma, in one of the seasons, where they got phasing almost very early in the run, and I'm just like, where did you find that? I gotta get that.
Hacks.
And I'm checking all over 1-2, all over 1-3, and it was in the 1-1 shop.
Aw, that's
I'm
not
wasting
a
all this
common
time
place.
checking the later floors, and it's not there.
That's funny.
It was right at the start.
And of course, you're like a phasing magnet typically, so it's pretty surprising that you couldn't find it.
Trust me, I don't enjoy it. I'm not a fan of phasing mechanics, honestly, overall. Oh, but Squega finding a scroll of need, and that'll give you the torch you need.
Interesting. Dion swaps off phasing going into Zone 4. I think that is a pretty much straight up wrong choice. I mean, phasing is strongest in Zone 4. He had the torch. He's got the spell. He's got bombs.
Well, considering, okay, it was a swap to regen, and
with
they're on
freeze
4-1 right now.
Yeah.
I imagine probably just kind of scared of low health situation.
Okay.
And saw regen and just couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, and regen freeze is a nice combo. but I feel like, especially with like the uber easy Necrodancer fight too, like, oh, and well, he'll have to bomb into that potion, but yeah, I think keeping phasing is the play there. And actually, I imagine Squega will, which may give Squega an opportunity to catch up here on Dion.
Yeah.
Getting just that protection
not
charm.
even checking purple, just going for red, looking for, I guess, probably
Squega's so
food.
going to open this urn, though. That's just...
Oh, yeah, could definitely open that
Squega's
urn.
gonna do that.
Urn is guaranteed to drop food. It's probably going to be a drumstick or a ham, and that will fill up his health and just let him blood magic absolutely everything in the exit rooms.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Should
He's
be
got all the
pretty
bombs he
easy
needs. Meanwhile, Dion's tanking a little bit of hits here. He got himself in a funny situation with that diagonal bounce trap. As you do. Diagonal bounce traps are always a little weird. Okay, and Spooty's dropping down to you're Spooty. Squega is dropping down to 4-2. Meanwhile, Dion is trying to get through this 4-3. This is a good opportunity to freeze here.
You found me out. I've snuck some doppelgangers in.
Oh no! Oh no, Spooty getting surrounded here by the getting gooed a little bit. And the question is it too little, too late for Squega to get through this? I think it will be, because he's still got a full floor.
Yeah, that was a really tight 4-2 exit for Squega, really well played. But yeah, I think Dion's lead, despite how
wall pig though, that was nice. Okay, that wall pig play was very nice.
Yeah, very nice use of the wall pig.
I mean, if Dion gets some really bad spawns, I mean, he's still got spawn minimize with the one turn up on the stage.
Yeah,
but
a much faster zone 4 from Squega overall, but just such a deficit coming into zone 4 that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he just might
Dion's
not be able to
already almost done with the Necrodancer, halfway through.
He's got 3 hits on him. The other thing that's a benefit here is that you've got the darkness. Oh, geez. Okay, he's got a potion. But with the darkness, you actually reduce your enemy aggroes. So when there's spawns from the Necrodancer, it's minimized. I think this is gonna go Dion though. Looking for a .D in the Necrobot race channel, and there it is. So definitely one of our closest races of the night. Very nice race. And yeah, in-game time 7:01. Squega not terribly far behind. Necrodancer hanging out in the shop there, or in the little pit. All right, the mosh pit there, and that is a win for Dion. Squega not far back at all.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was, attributed to what I was mentioning of the whole, like knowing there's a good item for you because you see it on your opponent's screen, but just not knowing quite where it is. Squega spent so much time in the mid game just shopping, looking for that torch that he knew was around somewhere.
Yeah.
But just couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's a real trade-off on how much attention you really pay to RTMP. I've only actually raced RTMP once. I think it was against Flag. And it was a really fun race because, yeah, like knowing that your opponent's about to check a boss chest or, just a quick peek for some mapping is really valuable. Like, I mean, it's the first time I've ever raced with that RTMP strat, and it makes a huge difference knowing that it's only about a 3-second delay instead of potentially up to 20 or 30 seconds. A nice early spawn there, and a very smart play by Squega to kill the Minotaur early, I mean, but I guess it's really not going to cost too much time because Dion kept busy in the meantime. And there's a nice early torch. I think we're going to see the same from both racers. Yep. So far a pretty safe build. Having that torch is definitely a safety factor as well as a mapping factor. You don't want to open a wall and have a Minotaur smash you in the face right away, so that's good. Bit of a dangerous play by Dion to open that up. If that was a red dragon, he was definitely going to get fired.
Well, I think, Red Dragon, but at that point, probably would have aggroed and you would be hearing the stomp. So I think was pretty confident that there wasn't any danger associated there.
Yep, fair point. And that was that red dragon. Nice.
Yeah, Squega checking the 1-3 shop, not really getting a whole lot out of it. It looked like I think I saw Gi. I don't remember what the middle item was. Something not very good, and the Czar Charm. I mean, the Czar Charm's a nice little, it's handy, but it's not a make or break item.
Yeah, there's few races that are decided because of ghasts, despite how horrendous they are. It's rare that it's actually going to cause it'll have to be a situation where you're stuck in the walls with phasing, and then a poltergeist comes after you or something like that.
My bad. That was actually the 1-2 shop. I thought.
I would go for that
was a little
broadsword if
further
I
ahead.
was Squega, but now he's going to stick with Old Faithful. Fair enough. Now he's actually quite the deficit here in terms of position, and I say his build isn't tremendous comparatively. I think that Dion managed to put together a good enough build fast enough that he's got a very substantial lead right now. What Squega found in the shopping was not enough to make up all that shopping difference.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say. I think I want to give the edge as far as build is concerned to Squega overall, because he does have that mapping, and Peace is also really strong. But that said, I mean, Titanium Longsword plus Ring of War is also really solid. I mean, that does put you at that 3 damage threshold, which Squega is lacking still on just 2 damage.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to use that mapping. We'll probably see it come most into play in Zone 3. There's some more phasing. So never mind. Don't worry. So yeah, if Dion has a really good Zone 3, that's going to be pretty much rip map, meaning making that map kind of meaningless for Squega. Picking up the glass armor. So far, pretty quick Zone 4. Oh, geez, that was some damage there, getting surrounded by the poltergeist. That thing that the Nazar charm is going to fix. So, I mean, it could have been a factor.
The Nazar charm is, if you find it, it's best with phasing builds, because the whole Spirit family is one of the checks to phasing runs. They're one of the few things that can pursue you in the walls. The other, mainly just being spiders.
Or ogres. As we saw earlier
ogres
today.
can smack you in the wall. Blue dragons can freeze you in the wall. If there's like exploding proximity gargoyles next to the wall, they can activate if you walk past them.
Oh,
but
that's I
pretty
hate so much, especially when I was doing Coda. When I would be running by and then just die.
Oh yeah, I've died to that more times than I care to admit.
It's just not something you're paying attention to. Yeah, that was an incredibly good Zone 3, and it worked out really well for Dion, just because mapping is probably most valuable in Zone 3. Maybe Zone 2 in some situations. Okay, and Dion using some bomb strats here with phasing, showing why phasing is so good in Zone 4.
Yeah,
grabbing some extra
really,
bombs too.
Pushed handling this pretty well. Does have to be pretty careful not, not a particularly great situation. Ooh, yeah, you gotta watch for those ogre clubs. Before ogres move, once they can just like swing in immediately, like prep a swing and then immediately swing next beat. While you're moving through the wall past him. Once the ogre has moved once, then he won't swing immediately afterwards, like when you're walking around the walls. He'll wait until you get out of the wall to complete his swing.
Yeah, completely intuitive.
When we're seeing some really, some classic
Zone 4
4-3 layout there, with the skeleton closet overlaid with the regular room there.
Yeah, that was barely a walk-in closet there.
Orange armadillos are another tricky part of phasing.
Yeah,
Dion,
this exit
is to lose all their real estate here.
Yeah,
that telemonkey actually pretty favorable.
It could have been, it could have been way worse, especially with only a heart and a half. Most things will kill you with a heart and a half. He does make it down to Dead Ringer, but again, oh my God, Squega is oh, and there he is holding up his.
I understand. All us people with S names, we all look alike.
Yeah, that's true. I'm racist towards people with S names. All right, so Squega here, trying to make this interesting, though it's a pretty solid situation right now for Dion, looking to push this to Game 5.
Yeah, and that phasing making for a really easy Necrodancer so long as you've got one bomb.
Yep,
and,
which he did. It's
Necrodancer not too good at putting up a fight in this situation. He just kind of dances around and lets you jump into his face.
Yep. All right, and Squega makes it to a Dead Ringer, but too little, too late. Yeah. GG.
Dion's already done, just barely missing the sub 6. That's a
super fast
blistering pace.
Credit where credit is due. Phasing. Solid run. That's true. Spoody is technically in the race in the sense that he's going to be in the VOD commentating. But Rat also won money in Condor and was allowed to commentate, so we'll let it slide. All right, we are going down to the game 5. Awesome. Will we see a complete sweep back from Dion after being down 2-0, or is Squega gonna finally finish the job and move on to the finals? Stay tuned.
Yeah, I love to see these comeback scenarios. It always makes it, keeps me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we'll see. And I mean, Dion has been playing very, very well. Dion's really come together as a racer. And I do want to point out that Dove Olympics performance by Dion was absolutely amazing. It was a really, really good set of races. And I don't know how much of that you saw, Spoody. If I'm not mistaken, you were streaming because there was like long play, and then everybody showed up at your stream during long play because nobody likes it.
Yeah, I think the Dove Olympics, like I wasn't participating, and I was intending to watch at least some of it, but I forgot to check the schedule, and it was one of the earlier day Condors, and I kind of assumed it was just the usual evening slot.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I didn't even know what was going on until I had like some people show up and they're like, they're doing long play on Condor, so I'm over here, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing Condor. Well, crap.
That's all right. It was a really interesting tournament, though. Don't let the long play thing spoil it. Also, the long play was one of the shortest races, too.
Yeah, I heard basing got pretty greedy on 1-1 and timed the song out. Yeah,
he got trapped between the exit and a bat closet and could not fight through the bats fast enough. The panic was pretty amazing, I must say. This start is actually pretty interesting, pitting two of the best rings against one another, except you gotta take Courage, I think. Peace is good, but early Courage is really, really nice. It kind of makes any weapon you pick up better in that first boss chess. Although glass broadsword's a little dangerous.
It even almost makes the whip bearable.
Almost.
It tricks you into thinking the whip can be a good weapon, and then you get to zone 4, and
then
you have a Blade Master that looks at you funny from across the room, and then you're stuck just, hitting him in a rage, smacking him from across the room for like 6 beats in a row, and you just hate everything.
Yep, indeed. Squega probably knowing that this is not going to be a Squega suit in there, and so he throws without any sort of concern. One thing you gotta watch out with that, oh my goodness, these rings. I'd take it. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know.
I think Dion may be getting tricked into thinking there was a potion there, spending a bomb against a 5-tile wall of level 2s. Although it was, could have just been a trying to get to the exit though, because that was actually the right way. It's hard to know exactly what's going through the heads of every racer, though.
I've seen a lot more shopping from Squega, which is interesting. Picking up the pickaxe is actually pretty good because it gives you some slight advantage. But he's spending a lot of time shopping when he's falling behind.
Yeah, Squega throughout this whole set has been playing a lot safer than I'm kind of used to seeing him. Like he's generally pretty good at pushing hard when he needs to, but he's really just kind of taking it easy this set and letting Dion really run away from this. I think maybe underestimating his opponent a little bit.
Yeah, that certainly could be. And there goes his glass. Okay, picked up those boots of pain. You can't boots of pain something that's on you. All right, he got it. So interesting. Now. We got some Boots of Pain action. Oh, this is a huge time waste right now for Squega. Oh, you can mop it. Do you get rid of the Boots of Pain, though? No, he's just going to mop it. I do like a mop Boots of Pain build. Very, very nice.
Yeah, very solid. You do kind of want a little more than a one damage flail, but it's, it'll get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it turns into a 2 damage with that courage, and when you have the combined mop plus courage boots of pain, or I guess courage boots of pain is a really nice combo for many reasons. Okay, well, here's where he needs to start showing off his pushing abilities. I gotta say though, Dion does not have much of a build here. Oh, never mind. Sorry, he's got the holster. I thought for a second he was just rocking the gold longsword, which is not a weapon you want to have going into zone 4.
Yeah, no, still keeping that glass bronze.
Well,
okay. I'm first.
Never mind. Nope. Also, got to be careful using that longsword with that telemage there. He actually wisely avoided.
Wisely backing off from that bomber. If he'd attacked that bomber at the first opportunity, that would be goodbye glass shards.
Yeah, that we'd be seeing some goblin sentries at the start of the next stage. That's for sure. Yes, we would.
But yeah, that holster, kind of pulling its weight here, running a backup weapon.
Ooh, I do like the, gold with a ring of courage can have its advantage when you're going to be getting those infinite damage.
Courage with golden rapier is actually
one
of the fastest builds if
it can be so good.
If played right. Because, with the way the rapier plays, you will always be landing on the gold of the enemy you kill, except against warlocks. So you can really easily chain kills together. And longsword, you kind of get a little bit of that effect too.
Oh, Dion goes down, not like this.
Squega!
What? Squega goes down too? Oh my god, I was busy trying to get the replay going here. Let's get double replays here. All right, let's see what happened here. So, I think he just got exploded. He bombed himself. All right, Dion goes down there, and I missed Squega again. I don't know. Hopefully people in chat saw it.
Squega was trying to kill an ogre, but clipped a golem with his broadsword, and the ogre so couldn't easily see that he was now standing on goo.
And we've got a redo
again and got mini clubbed.
Wow, and honestly, that is quite the sketchy situation because we are playing a 15-minute flag plant here, and I'm sure I'm sure our refs know who's got the flag plant lead.
I believe Dion died in 4-3 and Squega died in 4-2.
Oh, I think you're correct. Yes, and Squega ends up going for the. Oh, that's interesting. He went for the piece. Well, I guess because he knows that he's going to get some rings later, so he goes.
Yeah,
for
notice that the courage is right here, so
yeah.
isn't going to bother with the piece. It's actually just going to try and get it's probably hoping for a dagger of frost or dagger of phasing courage because those are really strong combinations.
Yes, so good. Oh, that's true. That was a really smart play. It's a shame that he got the titanium. Though it is a 3 damage courage dagger, which is pretty good. By the way,
it's pretty good, but still just gonna be taking this glass broadsword from Black Chest, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's gonna stick with this. I mean, we did see a lot of broken glass in that past run, so maybe, but probably not. By the way, shoutouts to Lucky Luck Luke too with the massive hosts. Appreciate that. Thanks, man. Cool dude. What were you streaming? What were you up to? I am not super duper familiar with your stream. I've heard your name around, but I don't know. But yeah, thank you. That's very kind. And I hope everybody who came along with that host enjoys the races. We are in the there he is. Yeah, we're in the semifinals here. This actually went the distance. This is game 5 of our first semifinal between Dion and Squega. And we do have another semifinal after this, and then we'll be going to the finals. So the winner of this, versus whoever wins the next set. Squega finding that Nazar charm with phasing. He's gonna go for the phasing strat here. That might be a good call considering how spooky Zone 4 seemed to be, but he better find a torch. So I don't think he has good enough memory to.
Yeah, I guess actually going against what I was predicting, and probably I wasn't looking at the exact moment, but I'm guessing he got that ring of phasing out of the Zone 1 purple chest. I was predicting that he'd be just going for the glass rod courage again, but.
Oh yeah, interesting. Still doesn't have a torch though.
Yeah, see we saw this exact same thing happen 2 races ago, where he's just stuck fumbling around looking for a torch while Dion just kind of shoots ahead.
Going for the blood fireball strats. I really am a fan of that. 3 damage is key when. Oh, there it is.
And
he's got Nazar. That's the perfect.
He's got that Nazar charm, so that takes away the downside. Oh, and Boots of Strength gonna boost that up to a 3 damage dagger. Really solid.
Yeah, not a bad situation. He's got 7 bombs. You use a bomb here, although I would use a bomb in the wall.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not quite where you want to put the bombs.
But you got the sort of double bomb thing. That's fun to do when you don't have phasing. But with phasing, you didn't need to do that. By the way, Sword of the Stars, the Pit. I hear that is a really good game. I have not played that game. But I've watched a bunch of people play it on Twitch, and it seems fun. I like roguelikes.
Interesting choice available to Squega. He did have the option to swap to Boots of Strength.
No. Oh, what do you do?
Oh, no, Dion!
Dion gets himself wrecked, and now Squega's on the clock, because it was Dion that died in 4-3, right?
Yes.
So for those who are joining us now, the way that we run these races is we have a strict time limit so that our tournaments don't go on forever and ever. And so this has a 15-minute time limit. You can see we just rolled over the 10-minute mark here. Now, the way that we decide the winner if people don't finish is that we use something called flag plant. And what that is if you die, which if you didn't finish in the 15 minutes you died, you plant a little flag, and that's like, here's where I got to. And if you planted a flag past where your opponent planted a flag by the time limit, then you win. And so our current situation in this race is that Dion planted his flag in 4-3, which is one of the last levels. And Squega, who's still alive, currently dropping into Zone 4, needs to pass that flag before the time hits. And he's got enough time. He's got 4 minutes to get through the next 3 floors. And then he's going to update and have the flag lead, I suppose you could say. And I doubt Dion has enough time to actually, no, it's pretty much guaranteed he does not have enough time to gain on Squega. So now it's really just Squega under the gun. Needs to be very careful here not to blow this because he's got 4 minutes. He's got a ton of bombs and phasing. So really he should just be able to handle this, but those ogres are so scary.
Yeah. More importantly, he's got phasing and fireball, which is such a strong combination. Actually, gonna kill this shopkeeper to get some armor.
I like it.
And
the cat.
Which the cat works pretty well with phasing. You can attack as you enter walls, not as you exit them, but still, it's a nice little synergy with phasing.
Oh, jeez. No way! No freaking way! I can't believe it. He dodged down the goo and got completely wrecked.
I don't even understand what
just the panic.
Trying to do.
It was just a panic.
It must have just been pure panic.
Oh no. And that is, I mean, I was saying before, Squega is probably the most experienced racer in this tournament. He's the only one. He's the most experienced racer who has not won money in a Condor, and that could be his dreams of winning in a Condor through this tournament evaporating on goo from a club.
I mean, I don't like to call it before it's over, but
it's ogre, man.
He needs to run this seat at practically world record pace to be able to reach Deadringer before the time limit. I don't think it's happening.
I mean, the only advantage you could say there is that he's run the seed twice already, so he knows where he's going. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Oh, man, because, I mean, seeded world record's a little faster. I don't believe that, and this looks like we're going to see in unbelievably dramatic fashion.
Oh, and I think
Dion,
we're trying to do the Ozuma strand on Conga, but doing it to the wrong side.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, if anyone wants to know why, you should, I've got a Necrotome bomb strat thing that talks all about that wackiness of how the bombs explode. I think I've got a command for that. If anyone's getting started with this game, which I encourage, we've been running Condor for, 2+ years. We don't have any plans of stopping anytime soon. DLC is on its way. And if you want to get involved in Condor, we got actual prizes, like prize money, and it's a good time. Community seems to enjoy it. And so if you want to get involved, you can get the game. It's like $15, often on sale. It's a great game, a lot of fun, and you can check out that Necrotome link, and that's sort of it's a tutorial to get you started and sort of understand the game mechanics early on. Yeah, we got about a minute before this race is done, and we might actually see Dion update his flag. Oh God!
Oh, breaking glass though.
Breaking glass all over the
And
place.
swapping 2 more glass with the holster.
So many shards of glass. All of the shards of glass. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think it's a little. I'm a little skeptical that they'll be able to update the flag, but could happen.
Yeah, he's got 30
Especially-
seconds, but he's doing some shopping. I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know what? That's okay because he's got this. So this
Well,
is
if there is a way to get this last 4 cleared super fast, I'd say it's
The
Titanium
catapult.
Cat Courage.
Yep. Yeah, this is quite the build here. Almost died to that. Now he's got the mop plus the catapult. Love it. So we've got all kinds of names for item combos, typically combos that involve the Ring of Courage, because every time you kill an enemy, it scoots you forward. And yeah, when you have the Cat of Nine Tails plus Courage, we call it Catapult. It catapults you forward. And then the Flail. So he didn't do it. There was about 10 seconds over. the
And
time.
yeah, that's gonna seal it for sure. Squega dying on 3-3.
That turnaround, and I don't even know what we can blame that on. I mean, Squega maybe shopping a little too much, losing those game 3, game 4 because of a little bit of shopping. And I mean, I don't want to be all negative about Squega. Dion playing very well, definitely playing top of his game there.
Like I said, I feel like Squega just doing too much shopping, playing the long safe game. Maybe in some of the races, kind of underestimating his opponent there. Just thinking that maybe if he just keeps it safe and stays alive, he'll come out on top. And then in the later races, I think realizing he's got to kind of pick it up a bit, but just not quite being able to execute. Like getting spooked by that ogre, getting clubbed on goo. I think multiple times in this set of races we
The
saw him
ogre
getting clubbed on goo.
Was wrecking faces, and